This is the daily broadcast for our people, friends, and fellows Americans or fellow Americans. You see, there are many issues today we want to discuss. The first is still America, or so-called the American after 1945 Second World War. Is this so-called empire, the American empire, is it on the verge of collapse, disintegration, as some think or believe? The second issue we want to talk about, can Donald Trump, with his information administration, can he alone, solo, with his administration, prevent the collapse and disintegration of America? The third thing, or the third issue I want to talk about, why during the first term of President Trump, that was started from 2017, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the Great Queen, prevented Donald Trump from entering Great Britain for 2 years. And why? The fourth issue, what Donald Trump, and this is a key issue, what Donald Trump or how Donald Trump will deal with two main issues in the Middle East: Iraq, the first; the second, the Kingdom of Israel. The fifth issue, what Trump's administration, or how Trump's administration will act in connection with Iranian regime, clergyman regime, terrorist regime in the Middle East act, and how President Trump will deal with the Iranian threatening of changing the nuclear title, the nuclear issue to be set as nuclear power or nuclear country. How Mr. Trump will deal with that. These are 5 main issues. We will talk about them today. I sincerely hope that President Trump join us. This is much important than any other domestic issues because this is United America, the existence of United America in the balance. Because these are the main issues, the power, the institution, the global sacred conservative institution want to see that Mr. Trump is fully understood what we are going to say in this broadcast. We will talk during our broadcast about what is the so-called the shadow government. Who are the shadow government, shadow or ghost people? Are they from the deep blue state? Are they from the DIMS? Who really are, who are set their power to make the administration crumbled and in chaos? We will talk about this. Let's first talk about, can really Donald Trump with his administration, can they solo protect United America from collapsing and disintegration? This is a question, really hard question. Now, in this question is asked in the political world arena. We know that United America, or as named before, United States of America, the goddess of war, of destruction of other nation. So the thermometer of hatred for the Americans, United States, reached the boiling point. That means that a lot of the countries around the world, the majority of the countries, they want to see that America will collapse, will disintegrate it. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump, with his administration, no matter what will be the choices, in this ocean of hatred to the person of Trump and those people choose by him till now, there is a great amount of hatred to Trump and the administration. So most of them, they are daggers trying to be stabbed the body of this administration, just like what happened in the era of Caesar. Even, he said it as history said, even you, Brutus. Yes, this is the situation. No one can act the same acting of the ostrich, but its head put in a sand dish and the ostrich think that it will be saved from the hurricane. The hurricane is coming, or it started. Especially, this is the first time in about 50, 60 years a president reached to be elected by both popular vote and by the electoral college vote, majority taking the majority of votes. So Mr. Trump, we say to him, by yourself, by the administration, no matter how tough they are. The other side also tough. No one can survive without help, without a strong shield, protecting shield, with a strong wall, stony wall, protecting one's back. So now, or today, or this time around, this power, we can say to Mr. Trump, is the royalist English power. None on the surface of this planet can protect Mr. Trump and his administration, but the English royalist power. With them, the Jews, the real Jews, the power of the Jews, or the Jew power. Mr. Trump, I want to tell you one thing. Most of the people around the world, they have no understanding or clearance. Who are the real Jews? Who are the one who control all Jews around the world? Financially, politically, scientifically. This is, you may hear for the first time, but be sure that it is the real thing. You see, the real Jews has been the real inhabitant of Iraq. Since some, their concentration and their power in southern part of Iraq, so Basra. Those people, or those Jews, the Iraqi Jews, with the English, they made the strongest empire ruling the world, called the British Empire. So, Mr. Trump, I know what I'm talking because I represent both the royalists and the Jews of the Basra. And I know very well what are the ultimate power we have. None can challenge us all along the history and times, and when won the challenge. This is the power you have now. This is the shield of David. This is the sword of Excalibur. Without the sword, without the shield, you can't do nothing. You will face the hurricane, and you can't survive that hurricane. I mean, not survive living wise, no, but your administration cannot do anything promised the American people to do. Believe me. And I hope, Mr. President, never, ever undermine or lightly takes what I'm saying. This is for you. To rule, you need power, not people for Ministry of Defense or Ministry of Interior or National Intelligence or CIA. No. You need the power of the shield and the power of the sword. English, Jewish. Without them, you cannot survive. And those who are the power, really, in Iraq, both of them, the English and the Jews, in Basra. Try have some time and read about that. You see, I will tell you one thing, and George Bush is still, he's alive. You can ask him that question. The second term of George Bush, he asked the Secretary of Defense to go to an area called Al-Qarna, where Euphrates and Tigris meet. It is about 20 to 30 miles north of Basra, the city, not the prophet. To find where are the Jews and where are the English. And one more thing, you can also go back to it. The first ship came from Israel with 200 religious persons, Jews. To Basra, looking for the heritage of the Jews in Basra. The first Samian, or those, the people of Sam, as civilization, the first civilization the whole world known, that was the Jewish civilization or Sam civilization in Basra. And the first people who left Basra, there are two tribes. One went from Basra to Arabian Peninsula, and the other one went from Basra till it reached the British Isles. Those are the so-called the Angles tribe, and the Jew or the Samians, a tribe or the Jew tribe, or those who went to Arabian Peninsula, and the other, the English, who created England later on. That civilization of the Jews, it's far, far before Moses, Abraham, because he is the grandfather of Abraham, Sam. This is the power you have. That's why we will jump to the important, what we said in one of the issues, I think the third one, when we said the first thing you should do liberation of Iraq and stand stone, hard stone stand with the kingdom of Israel, or you know it as Israel, the state of Israel. We know it as religious Jews, the kingdom of Israel. Without the sword and the shield, you can't do anything. You will face monsters. Believe me. And time will tell that every word I said will be true. But I'm saying that beforehand to have the knowledge of it. If you walk our walk, English walk and Jewish walk, believe me, you may have a third time around. Don't care about the deep blue state. Don't care about the walk. Don't care about the shadow government, which we will talk about them. Once you have the power of the shield of David and the sword of Excalibur, the royalist, this is a myth. Excalibur is a myth of the English or the angels myth, holy myth. I want for every American to understand why Her Majesty or Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the greatest queen, didn't allow you to go to Britain in the first 2 years of your first term because you did a mistake. And at that time, we warn you not to make that mistake, but you didn't listen. You know what's the mistake? Send George Washington, who is an Englishman. Every president was in office the first day one after the inauguration. He took Royal One and landed in London, except you. Instead of going for London to meet the Queen, you went to meet King Solomon or Suleiman of Saudi Arabia, who are nothing. And this time around, so that's why you were prevented for 2 years under, until Her Majesty, Great Majesty, Her Majesty, Great Queen Elizabeth II, Her Majesty Political Counsel, and her cousin advised her to send for you to be in the position today you are in as a winner. See, from that time we planned for your winning in such landscape. Winning for the first time during the past 70 years for anyone elected as president of the United States, before even the late Reagan. So they asked me, why you endorsed Donald Trump? You never endorse anybody, even any prime minister. He made a mistake. Yes, you made a mistake this time around, but I hope you will not. You will correct this mistake, but I will not speak about this mistake. It's a fatal mistake. The way we looked at as royalist English. But we will follow how you will act, or how you will correct that mistake you've done. It's a fatal mistake, but we will take it as a slip. You see, President Trump, I always tell the ones I really like, or I really evaluate high. I give them this advice. If one wants to be safe and strong and powerful, one must put all one's egg in the basket of the royalist English Wessex clan. One, sir. All his or her eggs in the basket of the royalist English, the English royalist institution. And must believe, strongly believe, After God, the one who will help you on earth are the angels or the English royalist knights. None can help anybody if he didn't see the light of that. Once you believe in that, you will not make mistakes. I came to the Middle East by the order of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the greatest queen. To deal with all the issues in the Middle East. That since 1991, I face horrible things, but I didn't made any mistakes. You know why? Because as English, as royalist, I believe in my dynasty, Wessex dynasty. I believe strongly in the power of the crown. Me, my father, my grandfather, my grandfathers, they are the knights of the crown. So I didn't make a mistake since 1991. With all the pressure, the unbearable pressure subjected to. But I didn't give away because I believe in my God, in Moses, and the power of the angels on earth, and those three powers: God power, Moses power, and the angels or the English nation, who I'm one of them. I hope you understand what I said, and never, I advise you, never underestimate it. Never in your life. And never take it lightly. Of course, you can't see the other 14 of the round table, the other 14 knights of the round table, but you can see me. I'm the only one. Before that, there were Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the greatest queen, and me. Now it's just me. The other 14, no one saw them ever. But they exist. They are with normal people. No one can say this English fellow or man or chap is from the 14. No one can predict that. Believe. Politics is not just a game. Politics for us is a bridge game, the royalty game, which is a bridge game. It is more harder, more difficult, more mental consuming, that game, the bridge game. So I hope you put all what I said in your mind, think about it, ask about it, and I'm sure you will know that what I said, it was right. Because I never say anything but right. Not because I think high of myself, though I should. But I'm like the other English knights. We are normal people. We are kind. But on the other hand, once nobody will, if somebody will never hear our advice or will never do with what advice to do, at that time, sorry to say, we can't forget or forgive. So I have in 2025 the first step you will do, Mr. President, take the presidential plane from Washington direct to London. The other issue I want to speak about, Mr. President, is Iran, or as you say, Iran. We say it Iran. You see, the royalist English institution decided to flip up, to flip down the clergyman terrorist regime in Iran. You can't do anything about it. Decided also all the nuclear installation will have a strong strike, but it will not affect the environment or any state in the area because we have the technology to do that. So if you think that you will be linear with Iran, then you are mistakes because we have decided and we will do. With you or without you, will do. Believe me. The last issue I want to talk to you to make you realize what is the shadow government who the Dems declare it. Do you think, Mr. President, the shadow government is a Dem or a deep blue state? No, it is from the Republican. They will use the Republican as tool to destroy or to crumble, sorry, or paralyze your administration. And you most probably saw what that guy Thorne said. He said, and I quote, in connection with your choices for your administration, he said, and quote, no matter what the people in the new administration chosen, we are the one who decide this is worth to be in position or not. That's Thorne. And you know that that guy Thorne, his first priority is to crumble or make your administration paralyzed. But if you understood what we said, I said, believe me, he can't do nothing. At the end of the day, if you are with us and understood what I said, at the end of the day, it's just one phone calling or one phone call to Thor. He will pass every issues you want to be passed in the Senate. This is the equation. This is the offer. Take it or leave it. This is the shadow government of the Dems. The people in your party, Michelle McConnell, Bonner, and be aware of the other hidden fellow, Ted Cruz, unfortunately. One time, Ted Cruz, and we remind him, because I told him, he was coming on Fox News several times, and he was begging for donation. Because the other guy, he said that George Soros gave him a lot of money for his campaign. And I remember that Ted Cruz said, donate, $5 will help us, $10, $100 will help. At that time, I told him, you don't need to beg. You are not a beggar. You will win. No need for asking people to donate. And as I promised you, he won. But now he turned against you and supported Thorne instead of Rick Scott. But we have a philosophy in that. We will see how we will act, and be sure that I will tell you what our philosophy, and take the eye away from Thorne to be the leader of the majority in the Senate. But I promise you, if you understood what I said tonight, no one can derail your issues, your promises to the American people. Otherwise, they will let you go around in circle and circle, unlimited time, unlimited circles, till your term will end without accomplishing anything. I advise you, Mr. President Trump, to analyze everything I said deep, not surface-wise. Then think about what all I said, and think about the power you will have on your side to shut up the shadow government, Thorne, and the renegades. That Thorne, Ted Cruz, and the others, they are one-time flip. The next time on 2027 they will be flipped out. Remember that, Mr. President. Thank you very much for being with us. We will have the next broadcast tomorrow at the same time, about 9 o'clock or so. Have a good night, good day. God bless America. God bless American people. God help you to realize, Mr. President, and take the right choices.